Today, we're going to be taking an interior in-depth look at the 2022 Mercedes-Benz EQS 580. We're going to be looking at all the menus, the different switches, and what all the different buttons do. Now, before we move on, guys, I do want to thank Ricatina Mercedes-Benz of Edison. They are a fantastic dealership to work with, and they've been providing all the Mercedes vehicles for the channel. I also want to thank Alan Conklin, who is the salesperson that I work with. He's really easy to work with. He is very, very knowledgeable about all the Mercedes products that come out, even the new EQS that came out here, some stuff that I didn't even know, which I was able to include in the video. So make sure to check them out, guys. I'll leave all of Alan's contact information here. We'll start off with the driver's side door, and you can see the same sort of Mercedes-Benz elements, just updated, a bit more futuristic. See the window here, and I show you here at the B pillar. It actually comes out on the outside, so there's actually nothing there. And here we have that space gray leather. It's sort of a mix between, the texture is sort of an Alcantara leathery feel. Pretty interesting. Speaker here, metal. You're never going to see that, but it's pretty nice. You have the deviated stitching as well, all the way throughout on top here, and sort of angles down, as you can see. So different sort of shape and design than we're normally used to. There's a macchiato beige color here underneath, and you can see the lighting that they introduced in this color, which has a lot actually going on throughout the car, but this is just a small part here. Chrome trim piece on the bottom. A little bit close up there, as you can see with the lighting. Lighting here on the outside of where the controls for the door, lock and unlock, as well as the seat are. That part just sticks out. We have our lock, our unlock, and our door handle in metal. A little light in there as well. Now these are a little bit changed. These are actually touch controls now, so they physically don't move, but when you put your finger there, that's the portion of the seat that moves. So I'll show you that later. Heated seats, and this controls the right side, the passenger side. Memory for 3 presets. We also have a metal speaker here. Also the same sort of Mercedes designs by Burmeister that we've known to see for all the different Mercedes vehicles. Again, with the macchiato beige here. And not much else on that side. We have that walnut natural grain brown wood trim, along with metal on the outside. Sort of swoops in, very futuristic looking. These are very interesting looking switches for the windows. Really nice. They pull the same way, but look really interesting here. We have the window, and as well as mirror controls, left and right, as well as folding in. We have that same gray leather there, again with the deviated stitching. And continue on here, that's that faux leather material. We have some space here, as well as a button for the trunk, and storage for water bottles or whatever it may be, as well as some lighting there. Give you a total look here. Now stepping to the side sill, we have Mercedes-Benz, which is illuminated there. And just take a quick look at the seats, which look quite nice and are very comfortable to sit in, should I say. We have our headrest up here, which can fold out. We can lift it up and down. We have the quilting here, which actually no ventilated option on this car, but it is an option for the EQS. Bolsters as well. And you see the lighting here in the back, which the passengers will be able to see, but you as a driver will not. Same sort of ventilated and quilted pattern here on the bottom. And same thing for a passenger. Using the seat controls here, we're going to move the headrest. So if we press this down and up, we're going to see the headrest move up and down. You can see it going down there. And up as well. Now we've moved the back. We can move the back part of the seat forward. Touch it the other way. We can move the seat back down. Bottom portion. We can move the slide the seat, should I say, forward, and touch the front part, and it's going to move the seat back. Touch the back part down, move the lower part of the back part up or down, so now it's going up. And they can move the seat down. front part here. So we have an extension for your thighs. And you can move that back in. See, this is extended and then relaxed. And here we have our lumbar as well as our bolster. So you could tighten the bolster or relax the bolster, as well as move the lumbar up and down. Looking at the footwell area, we have nice carpeting everywhere, as well as the gas and the brake you can see there. That trap door there on the top left that you can see is actually the hood release. It's actually pretty difficult to get this plastic piece off and hanging here, but you can get to that latch if you so desire to. Okay guys, so inside the Mercedes EQS 580. So, and don't pay attention to that. I can't actually see that. I can only see it through the video, but that just comes up. That's just the sensors. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this thing up, but I want to show you guys what it's like when you first sit inside and you don't start it up. You have the ambient lighting around here, this panel. We also have it underneath here, underneath the hyperspace screen. I mean, this thing is crazy to see in real life. It's different to see it in pictures and videos than it is to see it in real life. It actually has a curve to it here. It comes down, so it comes towards you here, towards the bottom. The amount of lights in this car, or ambient lighting, should I say, is ridiculous, but it's all in Mercedes fashion. So without further ado, let's start this thing up. So foot on the brake and start. So that's kind of the startup noise you get. You also get a shutdown noise, which I'll show after. And I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but there's an ambient sort of ambiance noise that you can listen to. So I'm not sure if you guys could hear that, but that is the ambient sound noise that's coming from the car. It's something that you can turn off if you don't like, if it's not something that you want to hear every time you get into the car, but it does give it a bit of extra theater and dramatics. So here's the driver's side door, which we went over already. Very nice with the ambient lighting here. We have our seatbelt, standard seatbelt, move up and down, airbag, whatever it may be. Okay, and what we're gonna do is, I really don't know where I'm gonna start off with. There's just so much to cover in this car. It's probably gonna be a long video, but here on the bottom, we have our lighting. So we have auto, regular lights, fog lights, parking lights, and rear fog lights here. Press that. Emergency parking brake here, but I feel like most people don't use this anymore as the car does it by itself. When it realizes it's in park, it just turns it on, but if you want to do it manually, it's there. Now, starting with the screen, see here, it sort of sticks out there. It has this metal trim all the way on the outside, and this really awesome turbine fan blade design with these rivets here. If I can just get a little closer, you can see the rivets there on top, which you twist and turn, or turn this way, should I say. That's off and then on. Super cool. I mean, they've been using this design for a while, I think, but it's just been, you know, updated as it's gone on for different models, and this is really cool. This actually looks like I'm looking at a jet turbine, which is really awesome. You also have some details here on the outside. So this is the grip. So when you twist and turn, I guess you have some grip here, and a metal piece on the outside there as well. So what you can see with the hyperspace screen is you actually have some of your lighting, or should I say, warning displays here. So you can see the little steering wheel there, battery, lights. So all those warning displays are actually on the outside. They're not in the screen itself. And I believe they're on the right here. Yeah, you can see them there. Traction control, low tire pressure, ABS. So that's gonna be on the outside. So right here, point to, you have your center screen, which I'll go over. I'll leave the screens for later. And we have 3 here. Good thing it's not the, I think, executive package. We have 5 screens, 2 more in the back. But in any case, we'll go through all of them. So that's there, goes way across. And you can see here is actually the deviations, but it's really not, because you do have some of the icons here in between, and then you also have that split there, goes across, but it does give the illusion of having basically an entire huge screen as you go along, which is super awesome to see. Yeah, it's something you kind of see in the concept cars, not really in a full production car, but it's here, so super cool. We have that space gray leather up here, deviated stitching, goes all the way across here, top of the dash. We have our speaker, goes all the way across, nothing too special there, but I do like this color combo. Okay, let's get into the steering wheel. S-Class steering wheel, nice soft leather, very supple, a lot of give. Probably a little bit more here on the bottom, maybe when you grip it, but actually when you grip it, it feels pretty good. When you just press down on the top part, it's not so much, but very soft in any case. Stitching here, same color as the steering wheel. You have an airbag here, a Mercedes symbol. This is plastic, leather here. Okay, and then we have our gloss black and metal trim piece here. It's cool because it looks like it's sitting in a dish. So the airbag is sitting in a nice sort of concave design. It's sitting right in the middle there. So very 3D, very cool. Okay, so what we have our buttons here is control this screen. So we have our home button, our up, down, left, right, and this is touch. So this is sort of how the new E63 had it, or 2020 E63, as well as the S-Class. These are all touch buttons. You could click them, or you could just, actually, I think you could just click. But this is going to be swipe up and down. You could also click for OK. We have our cruise control here as well, so you could set the distance. This is on off, setting distance, swipe up and swipe down. Reset, and also cancel button is here. And on the right side, it's going to be right side of the screen, so we have our home button, our OK, return, our MBUX, our favorites, volume up, volume down, mute, answer the call, and decline the call. You might be asking why we have paddle shifters in here. Well, we have a minus and a plus, and that really what that is for the regen. So you see there it says normal recuperation. If I, well, maybe I need to be driving. Actually, I need to be driving. But in any case, there's normal recuperation. There's rolling, which means it's not going to recuperate any of the energy loss, or it's going to be heavy recuperation. Basically, same thing how Tesla has it, where you can have the regen being really high, and you can do basically one pedal driving with a really high or normal, and then rolling is just normally how you would have with the car, and you would have to use your brakes in order to stop instead of having the regen stop for you and regenerate some of the energy as well as stopping the car. So that's what those paddles are there for. Kind of harks back to a gasoline car, but it's cool in any case. We have our blinkers here, up, down. This is sort of a new design. This is, I think they're rolling out for the new S-Class as well as for the EQS. We have our fluid there for the wipers as well. And you can just flip them, turns on. There you go. Not much there. Here we have our steering wheel, so you can move the steering wheel up, move it down, in and out. And then we have our, as normal, per Mercedes, we have our driver control stock here. So press here for park, and then up, reverse, half step down, neutral, and all the way down for drive, which will show up here on the right side of your screen. Okay, up here up top, we have our AC vents. You can move them side to side or up and down. This is very thin. I kind of plays into the whole minimalistic top part here. Minimalistic, well, I don't know. Most EVs are pretty minimalistic, but this is definitely not. So I guess the one minimalistic design up here is up top. Pretty funny. But we have this up here, and then I believe this is just, still continues the vent down there for the passenger. But you have your two AC controls there. We'll go over the screen later, as I mentioned. Ambient lighting's up there. Let me just close this part so you get a look at that. You have that walnut brown here. Hollow touch. Ambient lighting out there. And one thing I forgot to mention actually here is, since you don't have the drivetrain tunnel here anymore, you do have a lot of storage space. I mean, this is my entire hand. You could, I don't know, whatever that is, this much. So maybe like maybe a bottle, actually a water bottle standing up potential. Well, it does come down here, so maybe not a water bottle, maybe half one of those small ones, or about two of those. But in any case, you do have a strap here as well. You could secure some things. And you have two USB-Cs over here, which are lit up. There's a lot of storage there. Very cool. Kind of out of the way when you're driving. You don't really even see until you kind of peer off to the side. But very cool. Okay. Driver main controller here, but let's push this forward, lock it into place, because there's some stuff we have to go over here. Now, give you a little dongle here. If you need it, USB, Mercedes. Two USB-C there. We have a large hole there for your charging needs. So you can put your phone there, and that could really fit maybe a small tablet actually. But very cool that they're able to do that. Now this might be a little bit more of a gimmick, but I kind of like gimmicks here and there. So what you have here is your cup holders, right? So if I put a cup down, oh, turns around and locks it in place. So again, I have a cup, I put it down, that turns and locks it into place. And there you go, and those are your cup holders. So you could technically have either more storage,
and have one of the cup holders here, and maybe it's out of the way, so you could put something here. Maybe not huge items, bulky items, but just, you know, stuff that you want to put in there, but you don't want the cup holders to get in the way, so you could have that. Or you could, as usual, press that button and take this all out, and you have a lot more storage if you needed it to be. Put that there, lock it into place, and then that doesn't move anymore. And that's really it for this part. Close that. Here we have our controls, so it's going to be our hazards, our on-off, and stuff like that. So hazard button here, nicely illuminated and nice touch. Press that, you get a little little sequence here, which is nice, and obviously up there. Turn that off. Dynamic control is here, so if you press this, we have to switch on the vehicle. So let's do that. Perfect, because this is our start-stop right here. We get that, and I don't know if you noticed, we get that ambient lighting that goes across. Let me show that. That's the shut-off sound. Okay, let's see that startup. So look at the lights. Oh, let me put it. There we go. Goes all the way across. Pretty cool. But in any case, there are dynamic select here, so we could switch on the vehicle, which I thought it was on. There we go. Cool. So we have comfort, we have eco, we have sport, and we have individual. You can see all the different customizable options there, which we'll go over as well. But you know, you have engine, suspension, the steering, the traction control, and something else, which we'll get into afterwards. We have our parking cameras here. You press this parking camera, so we have a bunch of options here, which we'll go through. But front, rear, side, you have the very famous, where is this? Auto. There we go. Which you move all the way around as you want. 3D, very cool. Or if you want to just see it on the side, if you're trying, you know, not trying to hit a curb, should I say, that's all there. We have our EQ button. This brings up this menu, which we'll go over as well. You have our car settings button, brings up settings for the car, all the different functions. Snow chains, which is an interesting option I haven't really seen on any car before, including Mercedes. This is your home button, or should I say fingerprint scanner, I'm sorry, but it's a fingerprint scanner, so if you want to activate Mercedes Me, you just swipe your finger, which it doesn't work because it's not my car, but it's there. And this is your on-off for the screen or display, so you can turn off the passenger display as well as the center display, sorry. That screen is not going to work until someone sits there, so unless the car senses weight, that screen will not work, so I'll have to sit on the passenger side and show you guys that screen once I get over to that side. We have our mute there for volume, and then you could slide your volume up and down this way. But it's a cool wallpaper that you chose for the passenger screen there. Very cool. Okay, then we'll go down here to we have that gray leather again. Such an interesting texture. Press this button, opens up. Again, you could have over half, so if someone's hand is here, or that side opens. So if you guys never knew what the purpose of the half folding is, it's if someone has a hand here, you can press the button and your side opens. But in any case, you look inside, there's 2 USB-Cs, good amount of storage. I mean, this is super deep. You could definitely fit a water bottle, a Coke bottle, whatever it may be. Not a 2-liter, but the smaller, I think they're 20 ounces ones. You can put them in here. A little storage spot here. I'm not sure exactly what that's for, but not like you could hide anything there. But in any case, there you go. That's what that looks like. Go up top here, we have our, let's see, we have a holder here for a business card. So the sun visor, we have our lights up there. So if you flip this up, our light activates, and there we are. There I am. Close that. Let's see, you can move this here to the side, and you could extend it out for the sun. So there you go. No double visor, just a single one. We also have our speaker for Bluetooth or MBUX, whatever it may be. I see a huge dome here, which Mercedes is famous for because they have so much technology. We have our mirror here, which looks a little, honestly, looks frameless, but there's just a metal piece all the way around it, which makes it not frameless. But it's at first glance, it does look frameless, so I'll give them that. This huge dome up here, so you have sort of that same sort of pattern that you have for the Burmeister Simpson down here, but it's cut out up top here with ambient lighting up top. Super cool. We have our dome lights there, so our lights activate here on the bottom, as you can see. We have our rear lights. I really like that for the S-Class, very cool. Our Mercedes connected here. Mercedes me, should I say? Off for the turn off the door locks there.
Check your Mercedes Me settings to use online functions of the voice system.
Okay, will do, Mercedes, no problem. SOS button, which it looks like it's just a button. It's not a red cover or anything that I can flip up and press the red button, which, oh man, I really miss those, but it's okay. Then you have your sunshade. Let me see if I can, you just swipe it up and then there you go. And both of them, there's a double, so they go all the way back. Now I don't know. And then if you press it, it goes up. Okay, good. So then if you press down, I was actually worried because a lot of electric cars now have the one singular canopy of glass going all the way across the roof, and you don't really have the option to open this up. But with Mercedes, you do, and should be able to actually go. Maybe it can't go for me. You could just open it, but in any case, there you go. And then you just close it. You just swipe your finger. Everything's touch here. Okay, that goes over those parts. Now, let's see what we can do about this screen. So, a lot of stuff to go over. What do we have? Well, we have some, I know you guys see those lights, but I don't. This is going to be your seatbelt. We have our lights. We have our time here on the bottom, park. The car is ready. We have our drive system here on the right, the recuperation. We have our miles per hour going this way. Our mileage, our max mileage that we could possibly do with and the state of charge that we're at, which is all the way over here. In the middle, so we have our speed. This is going to be our speed limit signs, our driver control, as well as staying in a lane assist, how many miles are on the car, power, because we don't have an engine, so there's no revolution, so this is the amount of power that we're using. So as we're driving, you know, let's say 50% of the pedal is going to be 50% of the power, then so forth, or how much charge you're really using. Actually, that might not even be the case. I'm just going to say how much percent of power you're using from the batteries, state of charge, or percent charge, should I say, that you're using, and our temperature. Nice little graphic here looking at the horizon. So let's see if we can mess some stuff up here. So let's see if we can go and change some of this stuff. So I'm going to press the home button here. Okay, so we have classic. So let's go all the way to understated. That's understated. I guess you could only go 20 miles an hour. Obviously, I'm joking. But you have some parts grayed out here. So as you go, it starts showing you or illuminating more of the speed that you're going. So I guess I pay for the whole speedometer. I'm going to use the whole speedometer if you want to see the entire thing in understated. You also look, it looks like a clock here, which is exactly what it is. So it's 10:35 here. So there you go, or 34. But in any case, you have a clock there. So what that looks like. Let's see, we have sport. Ooh, sport's really cool. And you could have, I believe that's the G-force. Okay, good, great, because I wasn't able to see back there, but that's what that looks like. We have our percentage there on the left. I'm not sure what shows up on the right, possibly your speed, the G-forces that you're pulling, all different axes, should I say. As you can see, the percent of charge changes here. So you can see how much percent of charge we have. Our maximum here, very sport, so it's like a laser going across. And the recuperation on it, right? So small little subtle changes. This looks really cool. Classic, we already looked at. Navigation, let's look what that looks like. Pretty much what I expected. The entire screen is navigation, and you could, let's see how we scroll in and out. Oh yeah, just use your finger to scroll out. Can we go all the way out? We don't have the entire planet. Okay, well, you know what? On the next iteration, or maybe on the AMG version, we can do that. We're gonna scroll back in. Here's where we are. Hit the home button. Now we're gonna go to assistance. Okay, so this is gonna read the car in front, and this is gonna be our Distronic, this is gonna be our lane keep assist, all that type of stuff. So we have our distance, so we could set it on. So you can see that it's gonna read the car, it's ready or off, or we could set the distance. There we go, there's a distance. Let me just, much better if I'd be driving this car, but in any case, this is going to be your assistance stuff. So on off, the distance there, as I showed you, setting the distance and the reset to whatever the speedometer is. So that is all there. If we hit home, we go to service, and it says assistance plus service 82 and 717 days. So from what I know, this is every 2 years you actually do a service on this car, and that's going to be just probably the brakes and fluids. Honestly, the only fluids is windshield washer fluid. So really not sure what else is going to be. Probably tire rotation and brakes, honestly, sort of as every other EV. So pretty interesting. Tire pressure displayed, okay. Message memory there. I'm trying to see if there's any other menus. So this is really it for this. Anything up, down? Sometimes they have an up, down menu if I use this. Let me go to sport and see if I could up, down, left, right. Oh, what was that? No, nothing. I guess really what you have is, oh, okay, if you press the return button, you get to go back to whatever your previous screen was, which is nice. Oh, okay, there we go. So yeah, because Sport didn't have it. So Classic, you have this here, you have your mileage. If you scroll down, you have how many miles from start, from reset, your eco display. Let's do no on that one. Our range, all the way around the planet, okay, sure. We have our consumption there. Attention assist, so system suspended, but this is going to be basically those sensors you see that are going to read you and see how alert you are, and the car will tell you if you need a brake or if you're driving erratically or whatever it may be. It might be late braking. It takes a lot of different variables into consideration, as well as if the driver's looking drowsy, so things like that. We have our radio here, and then we could also have a map as well. We can leave that looks really cool. So that's really that for that screen, to be honest. I don't see anything else, and this should be this screen, yeah. So I guess they probably cut down on the amount of menus. You had to swipe to a lot of different menus, and I think this really has everything you need. The customization is there, but it's more of a bulk customization. It's not every little part. I don't see anything that you could really switch over to. So yeah, I guess they just cut down on the amount of menus. You still can customize actual screens, but not the little portions of the screen as you could in other Mercedes cars, which is nice. Is a nice thing, I guess, if you didn't really like all the different customization options that you had or that you wanted to switch over. But this is neat in any case. I just want to make sure. Okay, now moving on to the big one, the huge screen that we have here. So this is gonna take a while. This is our home button. So if we press our home button, there we go. This is what our main screen looks like. So some of you familiar with Mercedes or some of the newer Mercedes, they had the scrolling navigation, or not scrolling navigation, scrolling menu. And if you've seen my channel before with the Mercedes, you see the scrolling menu going this way and that way. This is more set up as a phone. So you have all your stuff here, your apps, comfort, settings, phone, radio, media, info, EQ, and smartphone. Can't move across, I just want to make sure. So I guess before we dive into that, what I want to go through is all the stuff out here. So we have our time up there and the connection. We have our AC controls down here. This is going to be, yep, for the passenger side. Don't know how to turn this off. There we go. Oh, but you have the, okay. All right, hold on, where's the, you see the temperature that I'm adding, the red? And then the blue. The blue starts off here, and then it goes all the way across the car. That's neat. All right, in any case, turn that off. That's how it works. Actually, yeah, let's get into how that works. I just figured it out. So let's go to the climate menu. Oh man, there's so much in here. Okay, I was trying to do this normally, but I guess not. Parts per million, except that's probably not parts per million because it's ppm, but this is 1 PM 2.5, so I guess that's how much air quality. Let's see what we got. All right, yeah, we'll go into that a little bit later, but AC, as far as AC controls, we have our auto, our max defrost, our rear defrost, AC button there. So if you want to turn this on, that's low, and obviously you increase the temperature this way or down, whatever it may be, passenger and driver. And you have your fan speed here, and that shows up there, or all the way down, and you can turn it off. So that's that part. That's the bottom here. We have our navigation up here. We have EQ, so if you press EQ, where do you want to go. So we could go to previous destinations. We could go to charging stations. So if you press that, it shows how many are in the vicinity. Actually, a good amount here. So it pulls out and it shows you all the different ones here. So I have a bunch of numbers. So you can see it's 1 through 5, and you have 1 through 5 all the way here on the actual screen itself. So we could go back in that case. We also have parking spaces, all different types of parking. If you so choose wanted to park somewhere, that's a pretty neat feature actually. Alternative routes is there. You could also search for something that you want to do. Not really anything I want to do right now, but you have restaurants, parking, coffee shops, favorites, whatever it may be. You could search that up. We have our range here. So it shows us our range. We have 309, or max is 311. So that looks more of like, what is that? 70, maybe 80, 90. I don't know what percentage that might be, but around there. So 309. We have what's basically draining the battery. So our max range could increase by +2 if we restrict the functions of the interior. Climate control, how much is it restricting? Our seat comfort as well, eco driving functions. So all that stuff is there. That's kind of nice. So if you really want to hypermile, if you really want to get the most out of this car, you can go into this menu and see what the energy saving measures are. So that's pretty nice. Besides just the eco mode, you could also turn other things off. So that's cool. Charging. This is our charging menu. So we're at 89%. I was close, 90. It's 309, max is 100%. We could set our next departure time or charging pause, all those good EV stuff. Let's see here, information about eco charging, reduces total load of battery. There you go. So maximum state of charge can be reduced to 80, are subject to greater aging. Yeah, so a lot of you guys with the EVs already know this, so you'll charge to 80% or 85, whatever it may be, and not charge all the way to 100 to prolong the life of the battery. Standard program, so you could select the program. You could choose standard at home or at work. Only selected program can be edited. Okay, well, that was easy. Oh, then okay, unlock the cable. So that's kind of cool. A lot of customization here. So actually, let's not do a home program. Let's go back to where it was. We have our eco charging. So maximum is 100 kilowatt hour. That's eco charging. As you can see, let me just show you guys that again. Maximum DC charging 100 kilowatts there. Turn that off, and you could set the charge as to a max or, yeah, you can actually see where you're at then. Okay, that's cool. So that's there. Then we have consumption. Okay, and then it's your time, basically based on your consumption there per mile from start. So this hasn't gone anywhere, so we don't have anything, but we can mess with either it's 3 hours or 30 minutes, or actually, I'm sorry, we have it on. I thought the entire weight thing was it off. There you go. That's what that looks like. But yeah, you could change the axis there. Okay, close this menu. So there's that. We have our charging button there, so you can go to quick charging. Instead of going to that menu, you could just press that button if you wanted to. Hey, Mercedes.
How may I help you?
Take me to the nearest charging station.
Here is what I found. Where do you want to go?
There you go.
Please repeat.
Oh, cancel. Boom, so done. Here's our driver profile. Just click that guy right there. So you could activate Mercedes Me, delete user data, whatever. So different profiles. Basically what this is, you have multiple drivers in residence or in the house, whatever. There are basically there's multiple drivers using the vehicle. Everyone can have their own set preferences. So instead of changing all the different settings because someone else changed it, let's say your wife changed, your husband changed it, whatever, you could always have your profile there and you just press that one button and it'll set everything back to the way you want it to be. So that makes it much easier. Press this button, and this is basically the sharing content screen. This is very cool. If the passenger has something and they said, you know, I found this awesome, I don't know, restaurant, whatever, and it's off the course here, and you know, you really need to see this is how we're going to get there, they could basically share their content here. Or if there's something I found here, this is this station, I want you to look at whatever this may be, I can basically click and drag this over to that screen. It's not going to work now because, as I mentioned, somebody needs to be in the passenger seat in order to actually see that. But you have all this stuff here. So basically that's what you do. You drag and drop the entertainment. I was also told if you have the screens in the back for the executive package, I believe it's called the executive package, if the package in the back of the screens, they can also share their screens up front as well. So there's a lot of sharing going around. And this is off right now, but I don't think it's start up the system because there's nobody there. So we're not going to do that. Go to favorites here. So these are different things that I could share or where I'm at. Okay. And then you have your system settings as well, which we'll go over. No notifications. So that's all there. We have our radio down here as well as the connected device and our 3D map button here. So you could press north or 2D or, oh, there we go, north 3D. Okay. So you basically have everything here. Your navigation, your settings, your radio, and the connected device, as well as your AC. So everything's here on the main screen. You don't have to go to any other menus. You kind of can already get there just by being on this screen, which is kind of cool the way they designed it, so that makes sense. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go to this first. It's gonna be your air quality. Actually, so let's go back to the climate control. So our climate control, we could have this blow on the feet or towards our chest. On or off, we could have it synced, we could have eco. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this off. There we go. Air quality. There you go. Exterior, that's good. It tells you it's good. There's a little graphic where I guess the HEPA filter is defending you against potential particles that are hitting the car. Let me see how that works. Yeah, there you go. See? Yeah, you have your filter that's protecting you. That's funny. Energizing air plus, so the HEPA filter is there for dust and all those other different things. And then you have the recirculating the air on the inside. Press that if you want to. Interior is also good. Microparticles, nitrogen oxide, odors is reduced, so that's cool. So this is really a new thing, honestly. I know Tesla, I believe, had it first. I might be wrong, but I believe they had it first. Now all the electric cars, I think, at least maybe the luxury ones or the more premium ones, are putting in HEPA filters, and you're able to basically portion out all the different particles, so they don't get into the cabin, which is really cool. It's really neat. This is new, so it's nice, especially those who have allergies, who have, can't breathe as well, or just basically you don't want to smell something. This is awesome. So pre-entry climate control, I wish every car had this. Honestly, this is the best thing ever. If it's the summer, you could set it to cool. If it's the winter, you could set it to hot. You could have the heated steering wheel on, the heated seats, whatever it might be. So you have your driver as well as the passenger, and you could edit the departure time. So whenever you want to leave, you could edit the time activation when unlocked. So it could activate as you unlock the car, or so whatever you really want. It's all the different customizable options are here, and you could pick whatever you like. Let's go to our home button here. So let's go to apps. We have our Mercedes Me, we have our browser, and we have our gallery. I don't know. I'm guessing gallery is going to be for, yeah, the collision photos. So this thing has something called Guard 360 protection. And Guard 360 protection is kind of similar to Tesla's Sentry mode. So basically it takes a picture of, or a video of what if the car senses something's going on, someone hit your car, or someone's doing some kind of damage, or whatever's happening around the car. Doesn't even have to be necessarily happen to the car. If it detects anything happening around the car, I'll take a picture or a video. So that's all here. You can see everything here, no image or video available. And you have your favorites here. And you have different settings here, so all images or just video. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah, cars are becoming really, safe. A lot of technology is going into these, a lot of new stuff that's coming out. So very cool. Comfort, my favorite thing in a Mercedes, honestly. All right, so much stuff here. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it touched. Yeah, all right, great. So even if I touch my seat over here, I don't have to touch this. So I can touch either one. That's my seat kinetics. So basically what it does is it just moves the seat every which way. It's going to move the seat forward. It's going to move the part where the thighs are up and down, in and out, here and there. It's not a massage. It just moves the seat around just so you kind of have some blood flow going. You could also have that for the passenger as well. You have backrest or seat surfaces and how long you want it to go. Wow, 96 minutes. Wow. So you can see how long you could set it for. So let's stop that. Let's go to heating settings. And additional steering wheel heating. Yep, so it's going to heat up the steering wheel. The balance is one of the coolest things because you can have it basically where it's just on the bottom, or you could have just at the back. There you go. So as those who are suffering from back pain, you want some relief on your back, you could just have that instead of just having both. Or you could have it somewhat more, somewhat less, or completely off, whatever it may be. One of the coolest features, I think, it takes it a step further, not just having heated seats, but being able to place that heat wherever you want it to be. Same thing for the passenger. Automatic seat positioning. So, I mean, who is 7.3? I guess, I don't know. Someone probably out there is 7.3. It's insane. There we go. So there's that. So then start positioning. It's going to position the seat. Oh, to move the steering wheel also. It moves everything. Oh, it's going to move me forward, but actually I need to go backwards because I'm recording Mercedes. So, but a nice feature to have, so you could really just set that. It'll set the driving position for you based on your height. From other Mercedes I've set it, I think it works pretty well. You know, you don't have to do too much of fine tuning. You basically just press that, see where it lands you, and then do fine tuning that way. It makes it much faster. You have your reset button here, which we're not going to do. Ambient lighting. All right, so Mercedes took it another step further, as they do. And what you have is you have your color here, so you have multicolor. So now we have our blue. Let me do this. So it's hard to see, but there's a darker blue here and a lighter blue there. So that's kind of what it comes across like that. Let's do something a bit more. So green. So you have green on top, green there, and this is white here. So, you know, this is awesome because some ambient lighting, oh, and you have it also on the AC here. Let's see over here. You know, I honestly, when I first saw this thing, I thought it was going to be too much, but it's surprisingly not. I think it's because they went with a thinner sort of material here in order to show the lighting instead of thick bands of light everywhere. And the other thing, I forgot to show you guys, but it's also in the seat as well, so the back passengers can see this, can see the lighting from the front and also from passenger seat here. Let's do something like this. Okay, so that's all those things. Damn, it's super cool. Really, really cool. I like it a lot. So that's multicolor. You also have monochrome, so you could just choose whatever exact color you want. So you could choose blue, and you have blue everywhere. Literally everywhere. Behind here, here, here. It comes out a little lighter here on camera, but it's actually a much darker blue. Closer to this actually than this. This one actually you can see a little bit more, but it's a little darker than this. But anyway, so it's even behind the screen on the bottom here. Driving this at night must be awesome. Let's go with the red. Let's do another color. I like pink or something. It was like Miami. If you took this car to Miami, you could choose this color. Damn, that's awesome. I'm gonna choose this, energy shine. Okay, and then we'll go to brightness. So all the different zones here, you could have all the zones or just one. Oh, I see the problem. There we go. Just raise this, so it's just that zone. You can see the different zones as they're played with. So this one is those zones, indirect is there, accents, and then also our light band. But I'm going to link all the zones there. I'm going to make them 19. They have effects. So operating feedback. So as I was pressing different buttons, you just see the little flashes of light going across, multicolor animations and warning support. So all that stuff is here. Yeah, basically right there. Exactly what I was saying. Same thing, warning support. So, oh, this is nice. So ambient light can support warning visually. The system must be switched on menu. So all the different assists here, it'll actually light up here on the right. So instead of just having it in the mirror, which I believe is still there, you can still see the triangle, you'll also have this side light up. So it gives you just a little bit more of a visual warning instead of just having it in the mirror. So even more cautious. Operating feedback, greeting and climate, it's all there. Charging also, I guess, if you want to have it there in the middle. And that's that for that one. So that's your comfort. This car also, you have the option for massage seats. It doesn't have it, but I totally would option it because massage seats are awesome. Settings. All right, still moving with a lot of stuff here. So assistance, we have our active distance Distronic. So the function maintains a set speed limit, reacts to vehicles in front, speed limits, and winding roads. You have comfortable or dynamic, or based on your selection, and route based and at the speed limit. Active steering assist is there, active lane change is there, collision avoidance, so you have your electronic stability control, you can have it on or off. It's no longer a switch, guys, unless it's here somewhere else. No longer a switch, it's a button you press on the screen, and that's how you turn off traction control. Active brake assist, active lane keep assist, active blind spot assist, all that stuff. You also have assistance, traffic sign assist, traffic light assist, attention assist, all that stuff that I was mentioning here, where it reads it through the sensors. You have a limit there. You have a camera, GPS-based activation. Open the camera cover in the back, because that's where the backup camera comes in. But it's all here. Parking spaces there, and you can look at the parking. So basically now it's a new system for Mercedes. You don't need the vehicles on either side in order to show you a space or show the car a space. It can read the actual individual lanes for a parking spot and park in that spot. Bunch of stuff there. Go to vehicle. We have our sound experience. So this is cool stuff. I think I'll post the video of me driving it, short drive anyway, before this video, but in any case, here's different sounds. So this one is more of a futuristic sound. They're both futuristic sound. This one's more lighter, I would say. This one, when you hear it, it's more of a mechanical futuristic sound is the best way I could describe it. And I think it fits the car. I mean, I don't want this thing to sound like a Lamborghini Aventador when it's clearly not really that character. So it should have a futuristic sound, I think. Some people might find it tacky. I thought it initially would be, but it sort of works, especially when you accelerate. It gives you a little bit more theater, a little bit more drama. And I think it works with the car that you're sitting in, an electric car. Again, it probably wouldn't work with engine noises, but I think it works. There's a snow chain mode. The creep function is there with the braking. You have your comfort, easy entry and exit feature, roof roller, sun blind. Okay, got on or off. Occupant protection with the belt adjustment, open and close. That's all stuff there. Automatic mirror, dynamic select. So we could request it to request the car to ask us what setting we want to be in. So here is individual. So we could have comfort, eco, or sport for the drive. For the suspension, since it's air suspension, we have comfort and sport. For the steering, we have comfort and sport. ESP, we have comfort and sport, and sound, we have comfort and sport. So again, comfort is probably the one on the left that I showed you. The where's the sound? Sound experience, the silver waves, while as vivid flux is probably the sport one. That's at least what it sounded like to me. Dynamic low beams are there, so as you turn the wheel here, Mercedes is actually helping me out here. As you turn the wheel, it will illuminate that area. Daytime running lights, projection when opening and closing, and supporting projections. If you press that are there. Spotlights, warning, and alerts. Interior, exterior lighting, locator lights are there. Interior lighting delay, and ambient lighting. We can manage the settings, which probably is going to go back to this, and we're just going to return here. System. Wow, that's pretty insane. We have our Mercedes. I'm not going to say it because it's going to activate, but we have the Hey M online voice controls, and we have more settings here for the voice assistant. So a lot of the MBUX, Mercedes basically keeps updating this and improving it as it goes on. Displays here, so you have display brightness, switch on off, home screen, 0 layer, or you have menu bar on the bottom, so it's classic. Ooh, let's see what that looks like actually. Oh, there you go. So it gives it more of a understated look. And you have all the stuff here. So this is back a little bit more to the years from a couple years ago, or should I say cars from a couple years ago, where the menus are side-scrolling. Not like that. Okay, great. Now how do I get back to, all right, settings, and then we're just gonna go to 0 layer. Click that. Front passenger display image. Oh, you can change the wallpaper. I do like that one the most. I think the pick the best one. All of these two are pretty nice, but that's cool. Concept car there. Graphical goodies. Okay, Mercedes was this. On some special days, the graphics MBUX are changed a little. You'll be surprised with an exclamation mark. So when the Germans are surprised, everybody, that's when you're getting something good. Miles, additional speedometer. So that's cool. Okay, languages. Let's see what we have. We have Dutch, English, Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, Russian, and I'm sorry, but I don't know the difference between those there. But there you go. Keyboards are there and control elements. So acoustic feedback, display haptics, and touch control is all there, which comes up here. Okay, we have our phone. nothing is paired, but pretty much the same as all the other Mercedes cars, phone 1 and 2. You gotta have 2 phones paired, which I think is really cool. You can just switch it on the menu. Settings there for your device, connected device, my devices. Nothing too crazy there. Radio. There are series, favorites, FM, whatever it is. I have it off now, but you can scroll through and do whatever you like, listen to whatever you like. You also have media button here. You have Bluetooth, which we don't have anything connected, or USB. Okay, and then we have our settings here. There are sound profiles. You could have it with the Burmeister system, so you have 3D sound. You have your equalizer, or balance, and fader. So you can move the sound wherever you want, or sound focus. Sound optimized for all seats, or just for a certain particular individual who's driving or sitting. Loudness normalized over here, as well as our video settings for the picture format, should I say. That's all there. I'll click this again. All right, we have info, energy flow. All right, so you can see our batteries here. Charged, we have 89%, so nothing really happens, just kind of, this is our menu. Vehicle. So if I turn the wheel, that's what happens. Actually, I wonder if it shows up in the back. It doesn't. Yeah, so the car needs to be moving in order, and this car specifically has a 10 degrees of rear wheel steering, so you really need to be driving in order to activate the rear wheel steering. But anyway, it does work. When I drove the car for the first time, I did feel it initially. So accelerator, brake, and you have our percentages here, and we're in comfort mode. Mercedes EQ. This is a new menu just for EQ Mercedes. So this we already went over. Range went over as well as consumption. So that's just that same menu. And we also have smartphone, which doesn't. Oh no. Okay. Well, there's something with the connection anyway. So that's all there. And I think we've gone through everything. I just want to make sure if I press this, I think this is the only thing that I've gone through. So interior protection, towaway alarm, our electronic stability protection, no. ESP is there. Okay, our snow chains. I think it's such an interesting thing, honestly, with the snow chains. I just never even, that's awesome. Active lane keep assist, active steering assist is all there. Our favorites, all the favorites is here. You could also share content, as I mentioned before, and notifications are there also.
Take a look at the rear passenger door. Same thing as we have in the front. We have that space gray leather up top with the DVH stitching, the light as well for the ambient lighting. You can see around there for the door panels as well, and the metal trim underneath, and that beige material. Burmeister speaker, same design as in the front. Door handle, as well as lock and unlock with the ambient lighting in the back. Again, gray, walnut brown, that switch for the window. Lighting and some storage there as well. An illuminated Mercedes-Benz side sill.
Sitting in the back of the 580, the EQS 580, should I say. Definitely a nice place to sit. I don't think I mentioned, but the seats are very comfortable, as you expect in S-Class. Zero complaints. You could adjust the bolsters how you like, and the seats are just really plush and soft. Same thing here. I did move the seat up, so this is not normal, I guess, seating arrangement, so this is a little bit further back. But in any case, you do have a lot of room, even if the seat goes up here. A lot of space because it is an S-Class again. But in any case, this is the door I just went over. What we have is actually to start off here. We just have our little storage space. Seat back here, it's just plastic. Or should I say faux leather and then plastic up here. But little hook here for whatever coat or whatever it may be. So nothing here. We have a little button here if you press, and that's our lighting. We also have our lighting here, so when you're reading something, very nice to have that, as well as this light. But this, I guess, is the reading light, but this is also another light, so I guess you have double lights, but it's fine in any case. Press that for the dome light, so that's going to be everything, because there's no other lights back here, so it's just that. So you just press that one, and it turns all the lights off. And this one just, oh, is there actually a 2-stage? That's full. That's just one light, and then that's off. I didn't even know there was 2 stages in that. Okay, so just sitting back here, no screen, no anything crazy, but you can just pull that down. You have 2 USB-C there, and you have your AC controls here. That does look pretty crazy, just the way that comes out into the hyperspace screen. That's that side. The seat itself, you do get this, I believe that's standard if you get the Yeah, 580. I believe this comes standard. You get the pillows here instead of just having a normal rest back here. I think you can get it in the front as well, but the rear passengers do have a pillow. These are seats, echoing the front of the seats as well. The same pattern. Going down here, you have your seatbelt as well as your ISOFlex for child seats. The same thing on this side. Carpet is there, and there's your ambient lighting here, all the way across and down there, as well as on the seats, as you can see here, and as well as for the driver. So from the rear, you could really get a good view of everything that's happening in front, as well as all ambient lighting. You could relax and chill while the driver does basically everything. So I pass through, pull this down. Do you have, I think you do have one. You have to press that button, and if you press this, not exactly sure where the cup holders are. This is the same thing when I was looking at the test drive. I don't know. I'll have to see. If anything, if I figure out what it is, I'll put it in the video. But otherwise, I have no idea what this is. And just press that button there. Folds down, and you have your pass through all the way through. Carpet material. So everything you could possibly want. You have your speakers in the back also. 2 speakers. And that is really the back.
Taking a look at the trunk, we're going to press the Mercedes symbol here. The trunk is going to go up. And there you go. You can see that partition here in the back. We can see our lock and close buttons here up top. Not much else, but here's that partition. So you could take that on or off as you wish. Hides all your items back here. And we could remove it entirely if need be, if you so choose to hold bigger items. Little hook there. We have all our splits here, so ski pass as well as either side. Hooks on the bottom there if you need a cargo net. You can see the size here if I step back. Pretty decent size. And we have our aluminum sills here. So you want to scratch anything when we do put something in there. Here on the side, we actually have our Mercedes-Benz tire kit. So it comes with an air pump, or compressor, should I say, and some material that basically gets pumped inside. So it doesn't, it basically clogs the hole if you do have a puncture. That fits neatly there. Just having some issues with the cargo net. And last part, checking underneath here as we lift up. You can see some more storage down in the bottom and some materials there for the rims. And there you go, there's our tow hook. And that's it for the rear.
Okay, so sitting in the passenger side now, you're able to see the entire screen from this view and what it looks like. I think this is one of the best, if not in the back, to really be sitting here viewing everything. I know the driver has the job of driving, but this is a really nice place to be. All the controls, all the different ambient lighting, very, very nice. Same thing here with the ambient lighting around this. I didn't know they had the lighting here. This is like a big surprise to me, but cool. So you have LED up here, same thing as the door there that we had on the left. So nothing really crazy to go over. It's just the same thing, except you just have your up and down for the windows. Same controls here, and you have your heated seats and 3-person memory. Lock, unlock is there. And storage, nothing else here. Same storage side here because it goes through. It's a pass through. Now, if you want your glove box to open, there's a little button here. Just press that, and there you go. It opens up. You have a bunch of menus there. Pretty deep, I would say. I don't see the. Let me see if it's here. If it shows up, there's the light. I don't see the container for the energizing comfort with that perfume that goes in there. It might not have been ticked off here, or comes, I don't think it's with this car just yet, but in any case, you have some menus here. Pretty deep glove box. It's not small, so that's nice to have. Now let's see if we can mess around with this screen. So press the little button here. As you can see, this shows up. If you look back in the video, this does not show up until there's weight here on the seat. So if I press this button here, we have Mercedes Me, which I don't want to do. I'm just going to skip that. And guest is logging out, and here's my screen. So this is what I have. I wonder if I'm able to, I guess not. So I have a volume, so I could do volume for the car here. And as you can hear, it's like a haptic feedback. All these, by the way, buttons I didn't mention, it's touch, but it's haptic feedback, so you get a little vibration when you touch the button, so you know you actually pressed it. Not for everything, like this one doesn't have it, but as I move the slider, I do feel it. So it's only certain things. We have our audio playback via speakers. So I could turn that on or off. Turn it off. Bluetooth, so I have headphones. So as far as I understand, this car has the capability to connect to your Bluetooth headphones, and you're able to basically listen to music from this without disturbing somebody. So everybody can have headphones in, plugged into the car, listening to that song or whatever music you're listening to, instead of, you know, whoever's driving the car, whatever is being listened to in the car at that moment. It's sort of a cool feature. I just think, you know, you could listen to it through your phone and choose songs that way. But I guess since you have this screen, you could do it that way if you want to be a cool guy or girl, whatever. MBUX is here. I'm going to press cancel because I don't want that. This is our particulate air quality again. You have your climate control. So you have basically all the main features here. Please switch vehicle on. Okay, but that's going to be all the main stuff that we went through anyway. So that's all there. Pre-entry climate is here also, so you could set it for yourself. So you basically have all these functionalities just on your screen that you have here, set up here. On, off, so that's gonna be your climate control. Okay, and this is gonna be your forward, backwards for that. Okay, so you can set up navigation. So you can basically set this up, you know, and then what if I drag this down, I could say, you know, I'm sharing this content. I move it here. Now they can see that I'm sharing the radio station. Except I don't want to share the radio station. I want to share, well, I guess, how do I change it? All right, I don't know. But I actually got that to work. So if I go to navigation and I want to share navigation, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Just got to figure it out. But that's basically the whole goal of it, is if you're on some type of menu, application, or whatever it may be, gallery, here, does that work? Yeah, I think you have to be actually in the menu. So if I set navigation to somewhere, like, I don't know, maybe not. But in any case, yeah, it doesn't show up. It's fine. But at least you got to see what the sharing looks like. So it goes over to the next screen, and there you go. Oh, that's just that button. Figured that's what that was. Okay. Navigation, phone, radio, media, apps are here. EQ, all that stuff, and the small little buttons are here. So you have a lot of stuff here as a passenger. I mean, you don't have to move here to the main screen. You can just focus on your own screen. You could really help out the driver with a lot of the functions in the climate. Let's say it's, you know, pretty crazy driving. There's a lot of traffic and a lot of cars moving in and out. You could set the climate for everybody. You can set the navigation for everybody. You could change the settings in the car without the driver having to do anything. They can just look and focus on driving, keeping everybody safe while you're able to, you know, fulfill your functions. So everybody basically has a role in the car in a way, and the rear passengers can just, I guess, relax. But kind of neat to have. I think the only car before this that I knew that had it, which I thought was really awesome, was the Ferrari. Was it the F12? And then I think in the A12 they made it a bigger screen. The passenger had a screen where it was like the rev counter, revolutions per minute, navigation, all that stuff, but it was smaller. This is basically as big as most people's regular navigation screen, but it's here as a passenger, which is awesome. But I believe that should be it for the passenger side.
Now for the last part, guys, we're going to be looking at the window sticker. So here we're going to be going in. It's 119,000 as it sits at retail. You can see the performance there, 560 horsepower, 631 pound-feet of torque. Comfort and convenience, the MBUX. You see a 10-year warranty, so 10-year for the battery specifically. There's a retail again. You can see the paint that we have, the beige and the space gray leather that we were talking about, as well as the walnut brown wood, 94 mpge, annual fuel costs over the year, and all the other good stuff. And that wraps it up for the 2022 Mercedes-Benz EQS 580. We're also going to be releasing a short test driving review and get my thoughts on that as well. But thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.